As you look at what will be a capacity crowd at Minute Maid Park, a whole lot of orange as we welcome you to the Doosan ALDS telecast on MLB Network, presented by Geico. Game one of a best-of-5, the Astros and the Red Sox.
Justin Verlander compiling a Hall of Fame resume, 15-8 overall this year, but more important, 5-0 with an ERA of 1.06, winning all 5 of his starts since joining the Astros. It was literally moments before the clock struck midnight Eastern Time on August 31st, turning to September 1st, that Verlander okayed the deal that the Astros and Tigers had worked out. Verlander was both the Cy Young Award winner and the MVP for the Tigers in 2011. He won the pitching Triple Crown, led the league in wins, ERA, and strikeouts as he went 24-5. Bogarts lifts one wide of third. Bregman in foul ground for the first out.
Well, that's appropriate. The ball in the air, a pop-up off Justin Verlander. Let's look at this guy. He has experience with this. This is his 17th postseason start in high heat. He pitches up in the strike zone. He will hopefully, for the Astros, get some lazy fly balls like that. And since coming here, will develop this as the game goes on. Even though he's a veteran, he has learned how to improve his breaking ball from the Astros technology.
Swings on the first one, chops it to Bregman. He's got it, 2 out. And Nunez is down in a heap.
Whoa.
He has had some knee problems which have bothered him over the last month or so. A.J. Hinch, the 43-year-old manager of the Astros, in his 3rd season as Houston skipper. And finally, Verlander wins the battle. Got him with the slider down and in to close out a 1-2-3 first. Got him. Sale is 6'6" and a lean 180 from Lakeland, Florida. As we mentioned, it looked at midseason as if he had the Cy Young all wrapped up. Then he faltered, and Corey Kluber surged. Here's a long drive to deep left field, and the Astros are on the board first. Alex Bregman had 19 of them during the regular season. This one, on his first swing of October, makes it 1-0 Astros. Chance of MVP, Greed Altuve. It'll be an interesting vote. Judge is in there. Ramirez and Lindor of the Indians. Mike Trout will get some support, even though the Angels didn't make the postseason. Altuve smacks one toward left center field. Back at the wall, Benintendi. They go back-to-back and go up 2-0. Altuve explaining just how he did it. And now here's a shot to right, but Mookie Betts is there to take it. Gold Glove quality outfielder who ranks very high in all the advanced defensive metrics. And that's the second out. Sale is almost always virtually expressionless on the mound. You can't tell if he's losing 2-0, if he's winning 2-0, if he's pitching a no-hitter, if he's being pummeled. He's got that placid expression. But inside, he can't be happy. And here's another ball that's well hit, but apparently off the end of the bat. So Benintendi comes in to take it. But plenty to cheer about in the bottom of the first at Minute Maid Park. First Bregman, and then Altuve takes Sale deep. And after one, 2-0 Houston. Hit hard, but it's right at Springer.
Well, we mentioned Chris Sale's woes since August 1. Not the same pitcher as early in the year. Here's one of the reasons. Check the slider. The arm angle a little bit lower, the slider flatter. That to a right-hand hitter is the joy zone. See, the target is up and away. That's the target to Altuve on the fastball. Got a little too much of the plate. So I don't know if it's fatigue. He had a good bullpen session. He's got a lot of heart. He's going to challenge hitters. But right now, the stuff is just not at what it was early in the year.
Inside, ball 4, first base runner for the Red Sox.
Well, no matter how great the pitchers are, the third guy that can affect the outcome of the game is the home plate umpire. Pitchers want to get a look at how generous the strike zone or accurate the strike zone might be. It's a little tight so far.
Dustin's been around more than long enough to know that regardless of the call, you don't help yourself. Moreland goes, but now he can slow up. The pitch is high, back-to-back walks. 2 on with 1 out. The switch hitting catcher Sandy Leone waits on deck. And down goes Devers. Second strikeout for Verlander. He finished Benintendi with a slider to end the first. He gets ahead of Leone 0-2 with the slider here in the second. And a curveball is grounded up the middle for a base hit. Here comes Moreland being waved home. The throw is going to go to third, and Pedroia is out. And the question is whether or not Moreland crossed the plate before they got Pedroia. This is key right here. It looks to me like a split second before the tag is applied to Pedroia, Moreland touches the plate.
Yeah, it sure did.
He's indicating out at third, but that the run counts, and the score is 2-1. And there you have it for now. By a split second, Moreland touched the plate before the tag was applied to Pedroia. Reddick lines one over the leaping Moreland and down the right field line. He'll have at least one, and he'll stop there. So it was Reddick who got the assist on the throw to Bregman that caught Pedroia, and now he opens the bottom half of the second with a single.
There you see the splits the first part of the year, and now you can see it in his eye. He doesn't quite have that look in his eye, that confident look. He's searching for it.
Reddick is going. And here's a fly ball to center field that sends Bradley back, but he has room. And Sale will come back now on 0-2. And he strikes him out. Reddick away from second, and he sprints for third, but it's a moot point, a swing and a miss. Sale fans the last 2 hitters in the second. He has 3 for the game. Reddick is stranded, and it remains 2-1 Houston. Jackie Bradley Jr. skies one to center. Springer's under it. His 2-2 to Bogarts. Got him.
Hello.
Third strikeout for Verlander. Ramirez drives one down the left field line, and it's a fair ball. One bounce up against the wall. Hanley on his way to second, and in with a 2-out double. And a little pop on the infield. Bregman will take it. A 2-out double for Ramirez goes to waste after 2.5. 2-1 Astros. But Tal's Hill, named after the longtime executive Tal Smith, that embankment in straightaway center, is gone.
Whoa.
And so too is Springer for the second time.
Ouch.
Bregman hits one right back at Sale. It ricochets toward the third base line. Bregman will be safe. And Sale appears to be okay. There's one. And there's two. Bogarts to Pedroia and to Moreland. 6-4-3, and that ends it in the third. This is the Doosan ALDS telecast on MLB Network, presented by Geico. Here's a shot that's down the left field line. Mookie can really scoot. He's on his way to second. And it's a leadoff double. Here's a little bloop that's going to drop. And Mookie's going to stop at third with nobody out. Moreland just flares it into shallow left. And now the Red Sox have runners at the corners with no one out.
Dangerous count here to Pedroia, even though Dustin's 3 for 30 against him.
And a pop-up. Let's see if it stays in, and foul ground. Looks like it will, and McCann makes the catch. Another 1-2 pitch. Into shallow right field. Here comes Reddick. He makes the catch. Betts tags. Heads for the plate. The throw is high, and Mookie scores to tie the game. This ball is hit solidly to right. It drops in front of Reddick. Moreland stops at second. Leone is 2 for 2. A chopper toward Altuve. And that's that. But the Red Sox draw even. Correa, who's at the plate now, leading off in the bottom of the fourth, is, like his veteran teammate Carlos Beltran and like the Astros bench coach Alex Cora, from Puerto Rico. And here's a little pop on the infield that Pedroia is going to take care of. And so his adopted baseball home of Houston was hit by Hurricane Harvey, and his homeland of Puerto Rico, and there's Cora, devastated by Maria. And each of them in their own way has been involved in aid efforts, getting relatives off the island in the case of Puerto Rico, raising money here in Houston. Gaddis hits this one hard down the left field line, and it will hit the wall on the fly. Benintendi fields it. Gaddis heads for second and dives in with a double. The Astros, who began play in 1962 as the Houston Colt 45s, became the Astros in 1965 as the Astrodome opened, have never won the World Series. Reddick with a sharp shot to center. Here comes Jackie Bradley Jr. with a dive. And he made the play. Wow, what a play.
No surprise. Red Sox fans have seen this all year. Jackie Bradley shaking his head. Yeah, I do that routinely. He'll get the thumb of the glove by the ground.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's why I hesitated. And A.J. Hinch says, well, let's check it out.
See that you can't see the index finger of that glove.
Yep. And where the runner winds up is at the discretion of the replay official in New York, not the umpires on the field. And let's see where they're going to place Gaddis. Gaddis does not run all that well. And so Their reasoning might be that even had Bradley trapped it, he didn't lose the ball. He came up, he would have been able to throw, and Gaddis would have been betwixt and between, not knowing whether it would have been caught, and he would have been retreating to second base. So apparently they're going to leave him there. Yeah, Ben Ryder had that cover story in the summer of 2014. Here are your 2017 world champions, and they were building toward it, and they've got a shot at it. Fly ball left field. Benintendi is there. Well, you think back in 1980 when the LCS was best of 5, the Astros lost a crazy series to the Phillies. In 86, it was best of 7. They lost a series to the Mets where Game 6 went 16 innings. In 2004, they lost the LCS to the Cardinals in 7 games. Then after switching to the American League 2 years ago in the division series against the Royals, they had a 2-1 lead in games and a 6-2 lead in Game 4 in the 8th inning. Kansas City rallied, came back, won that game, won Game 5, ultimately went on to win the World Series, and the Astros went home. So close and yet so far has been a frequent theme.
Bob, Marwin Gonzalez actually led the Astros in RBIs, but did not get to 100 RBIs. And in fact, the Astros, the first team since the 1984 Detroit Tigers to lead their league in runs without having a single 100 RBI player.
Doing a little of this and a little of that and just about everything extremely well. Here's a drive to right center field. On the run, Bradley. He won't get it. It short hops the wall. 1 run is home. Here comes another. And the Astros take a 4-2 lead. McCann pops it up. Bogarts wants it. The inning is over, but 2 runs on the board, and just to finish the thought, not a single player with 100 RBIs, yet they led the majors in runs per game.
Well, Bob, it was just not long after the rains from Hurricane Harvey stopped here that Mayor Sylvester Turner of Houston asked the Astros to come here and help the city get back to normalcy. By the time they did, they had Justin Verlander with them, and as you mentioned, Bob, the timestamp on the final no-trade waiving by Verlander, at least according to Verlander's understanding of the story, was at 11:59 p.m. and 58 seconds before MLB received that notification in New York.
Hanley Ramirez, since replacing Eduardo Nunez as the DH, is 2 for 2. He doubled his first time, hits this one through the hole on the left side for a 1-out single.
Hanley's taking this personal.
He is.
I wasn't in the lineup. Gets a double and now hits that.
The 1-2 to Benintendi. He pokes it toward the middle. Correa scoops it up, steps on the bag and throws and gets it. Might have been Bregman on the shift. Correa was on the other side of second base. Just reflexively, when it's hit toward the shortstop's position, you think, well, okay, the shortstop fielded it. It was Bregman. So it's a 5-3 double play. For those of you scoring at home, if anyone does that anymore. Houston, one of 3 big league teams that won more than 100 games this year. And Springer has the hat trick, and not the kind you want.
No, he's
3 strikeouts.
Usually vulnerable to the inside pitch. They went up and away. But here's an example of a few of Chris Sale's pitches that have not really been the Chris Sale pitches of early in the year. The flat slider, then the fastball got too much of the plate. Another down and in slider with not enough down break to it. Gaddis with a double, and then the fastball up and away. And the Astros' #1 run producer, Gonzalez, gives them a 4-2 lead.
See how well Jeff Lunau's plan has worked out. Changeup finishes Bregman, and that's 6 strikeouts for Sale, 2 of them in this inning.
Yeah, it's a pitch that goes unnoticed. When you look at Chris Sale's power in his slider, he doesn't have as many strikeouts on that pitch, but this is a good one right here. Good shot by our cameraman. You see the ball choke back in the palm of the hand. And usually when guys are timing you the way Astros hitters have been today, that's a very effective pitch. Sale really hasn't used it all that often.
Altuve drives one to deep left center field. Is this his second? You bet. Almost to the same spot. The game after 24 for the second consecutive season for the Mighty Might, and perhaps this year's MVP. There's a bouncing ball to short, and Bogarts is going to finish the inning. But why not be able to consider how well or not so well a player does in the postseason prior to the World Series, then vote for the league MVP before the World Series starts?
Fair point.
For whatever it's worth. Well, he's still bringing it at 95, 96, 97.
It's his best pitch.
Mookie is lined out and doubled. The 2-2 to him is a pop to the right side. Moreland in foul ground. Shift on, and Altuve in shallow right. Center field. Here comes Springer. Hit sharply, but there's Bregman. Across the diamond, and that finishes the Red Sox in the top of the sixth. 5-2 Houston. Gaddis with a shot that is fair down the left field line. He's going to dig for two, and he's going to make it with his second double of the afternoon. 3-1 pitch coming to Reddick. He walks him. And here comes Farrell. As we mentioned, Kelly was getting ready. Now the business at hand is this division series and beyond if they can get there, but you wonder whether this will change their approach with Sale in seasons to come. He led the league in innings pitched. He pitched past the seventh inning more often than any starter in the majors this year. But will they try to control that during next year's regular season in anticipation of making it to October and having him be fresher? He smacks it to center. It drops for a base hit. The slow-footed Gaddis will stop at third. The bases are loaded with nobody out. Astros looking to bust it wide open. And the 3-2 pitch struck him out.
Wow, what a pitch. A 3-2 changeup, the last thing Gonzalez was looking for.
Absolutely the last thing. The 1-2 pitch again. And this ball is going to drop. A base hit from McCann. It scores one. It scores two. And it's 7-2 Houston. It landed softly, but it had a big impact. Bobbled at shortstop, and they will get only one. Should have been an inning-ending double play. A high fly ball to right. It sends Mookie Betts to the track. And in the corner, he's got it. But the Astros tack on a couple more and widen the lead to 7-2. And Devers' path will return into the dugout. Leone, soft liner, and look where Altuve is playing. Down goes Bradley on the changeup that you were talking about. And Davinsky turns in a 1-2-3-7 with a couple of strikeouts mixed in. Eight players have hit 3 homers in a postseason game. Babe Ruth did it twice. There was only the World Series then. So it's happened 9 times, counting the Babe twice. Most recently, Pablo Sandoval for the Giants in Game 1 of the 2012 World Series. Coincidentally, 2 of those 3 round trippers were off Justin Verlander, the starter and likely winner in today's Game 1 for the Astros. Maddox actually made his big league debut here at Minute Maid Park back on June 17th through a scoreless inning. Red Sox lost the game. Look out here. Look out now. You want to join Babe Ruth on the list? He just did. Physically, no one would ever confuse Altuve with the Sultan of SWAT. But he's on the same list now. And all 3 were crushed.
No doubters.
There's the curtain call. And the Astros may have just about brought the curtain down on the Red Sox in this Game 1. Bradley scarcely has to move in center field. And that retires Correa.
What a player, what a year, and I pointed out early on what a challenge to a pitcher. Because of the size of the strike zone, it's tough to get it down around his knees. That one about belt high. What a great looking swing.
So now it's happened 10 times in postseason history. 9 different players, because the Babe did it twice. 3 homers in a single postseason game. Is it Trout, even though his team didn't make the postseason? Gaddis with a walk. Josh Reddick has had a good day. Pair of singles and a walk. There goes Fisher. Here's the throw, and they've got him. Good young manager with a great young player. Reddick fans to end the inning. But Altuve tacks another one on. Makes it 8-2 with his 3rd solo home run of the game. It's enough to make a guy feel 6 feet tall. Left center field, sprinting over is Springer, and he's got it.
Ran that route like a wide receiver. Timed perfectly, stretched out. Nice play by Springer.
Despite going 0 for 4 at the plate, still plenty of spring in his step in the field. Sparkling play there.
Nolan, Justin Verlander has talked for years about how he idolized you as a kid. As you watch him pitch today, how much of yourself do you see in him?
Well, I've really enjoyed watching him pitch, and I like his approach to pitching. And he's basically a fastball, curveball pitcher, and now he's come up with a slider, and so I think it just makes him that much better. And I've really enjoyed it, and it's been fun to watch the impact that he's had on this ball club since he's gotten here.
Correa, Altuve, and Gurriel over on the right side.
Toward right center field, and it will get down. Springer skids to stop it, and Benintendi's going to stop it first. Combination of a good play by Springer and good judgment by Benintendi. Down by 6, not worth the chance.
Yeah, that's impressive. You got an 8-2 game. Now in a 1-1 game, you look and say, wow, that is a huge play, particularly if it kept the double play in order. There's 2 outs here, but just to get over there and hold Benintendi to a single, that's a terrific play.
A liner to center and a base hit. Consecutive singles with 2 out by Benintendi and Betts. Bouncing ball, Altuve from somewhere near Austin throws him out. And I don't mean Austin Maddox, who was in the game earlier. This is the Doosan ALDS telecast on MLB Network, presented by Geico.
And you mentioned sinker ball pitchers. They take sinker ball pitchers like Charlie Morton and show them how they actually have a good fastball if they throw it up in the strike zone.
Here's Mookie Betts in right, drifting back to the edge of the track for the catch. Moreland, who has a Gold Glove to his credit, picks that one up and goes to the bag unassisted.
Well, there's the man of the day, 3 home runs. StatCast, powered by AWS Services, will give us an idea of what home run number 3 looked like. Over 100 miles an hour, pretty good launch angle, would have gone 400 feet. 3 home runs by Jose Altuve, and yeah, that warranted a curtain call.
They carry 3 catchers. Red Sox carry 2. Because there are times when they will either hit for or run for McCann. Gaddis is one of those catchers. He's the DH today, or was. A little pop on the infield. It's going to make this a 1-2-3 inning. Gaddis was replaced, again, for those of you really keeping track of this, by Derek Fisher, who ran for him. So Fisher is technically the DH, but barring something entirely unexpected, he will never come to bat in this game. Boy, in a best of 5, you lose game 1. You got to win 3 out of 4 against a team good enough to win its division, a team good enough to win 101 games. Chopper taken on the comebacker by Musgrove. And the Red Sox came back from 0-3 in a best of 7 in 2004. The Astros are an out away from putting game 1 away. Ball game. Greg Biggio with a slap on the back for Nolan Ryan. Joe Musgrove works a perfect 9th inning. Orbit has reason to celebrate. Astros take a 1-0 lead.
Thank you, Bob. Jose, it was right over there, top of the step. You became the first Astros player ever with a 3-homer game in the playoffs. You got the curtain call. What did that mean to you?
You know, I want to thank God for the incredible game. You know, obviously 3 homers are really good, but in the end of the day, what it matters is that we won this game. You know, we won the first game of the playoff at home. So I'm really proud about the way we played today. You know, everybody came out with a lot of energy. We play good defense. We swing the bat really good. And you know, this is the thing we are. And you know, we got to come back tomorrow and try to play a good game too.